Bring your investment.
Time to answer another call in the interest of the nation. Patriotic as it was strategic, every step was aiming higher towards Nigeria's economic stability and prosperity. President Bola Tinibu was to honor the invitation of the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Qatar, through its charity organization, has presence and impact in parts of Nigeria. But with a trade volume between the two oil giants just at about $80 million at the end of 2023, the room for improvement became even wider. Straight to the mission, President Bola Tinibu sought to arm himself with necessary information as he received briefings from his foot soldiers, including ministers and diplomats on the trip.
Qatar is in several countries in Africa, but not in Nigeria. They're in South Africa, they're in Rwanda, they're in several other countries. So we think it's important. It's a state visit. It's on the invitation of the Emir of Qatar, and it's something that needs to be honored so that we look at not just gas, but also investment in services, perhaps ports, and several other sectors of the economy.
On day one of a two-day state visit, President Tinibu was set to begin his engagements with Qatari authorities in Doha. The city of Doha felt the presence of a president of the largest economy in Africa as he stepped out for the mission. And as the Qatari authority conducted the Nigerian leader and his team around, it was forced to their place of pride, the National Museum of Qatar. They would have their guests appreciate their journey from the past through the present and perhaps their intention toward future greatness. With exquisite exterior architectural design and immersive interior, the space represents a classic edifice only of its own class. The gallery spaces indeed engaged all the senses in telling the story of a nation and its people, the rich heritage and culture of a country, passed on from generation to generations, well accounted for and memories kept alive. For the Qataris, the center does not only house their history, but it is also part of their journey. They vaunted these relics to their prided guests and with pride. President Bola Tinibu is the first Nigerian leader so honored with such a journey back in time through the evolution of a state of Qatar.
I'm glad I'm here. It is a great honor. You learn every day of your life. And you see the beginning of nationalism, patriotism, and various challenges along the way. It's marvelous. It's a detailed, well-detailed statement of history, culture, and growth, and economic opportunity.
From members of a Nigerian delegation, including state governors and ministers, this was more than just tourism. It was an inspiring experience.
And you know, we have a plan to do a national museum and a number of other museums all over Nigeria, and a number of museums even within some of our missions abroad. So this has been a great inspiration, and I can see where we can tap into the wealth of knowledge of what they have done here in Qatar, and to be able to add value to the arts, culture and creative economy within Nigeria.
The presidents proceeded to the headquarters of the Qatar Foundation International, a non-profit organization dedicated to education, research, and community development.
Qatar Foundation, unlocking human potential.
With construction of schools, orphanage homes, clinic, and more, the foundation, through its charity arm, has been lending supportive arm to some states in Nigeria, including Kaduna and Borno. Their activities have been documented in the three major Nigerian languages.
I think the presence of the President of Nigeria will push forward the Qatari Foundation to broaden their support to Nigeria, especially in the areas of education, health, as well as community development, most especially in the areas of research.
Members of a delegation also see a future of a wider collaboration in knowledge sharing between the two countries.
What we need from them is how can they leverage on research, especially in the areas of livestock development in Nigeria, because Qatar exports meat. They also export, food. So Nigeria has vast potentials of livestock production. We are speaking about cattle grazing, farmers herders clash, and I think Qatari Foundation will come in, do research. In the northern Nigeria, we also do share some climatic conditions. I hope they will do research in such a way that the two countries will mutually benefit from each other by exporting meats and other essential commodities that are not available in Qatar, while Nigeria will also benefit from their education foundation, health and others.
It was day 2 of his state visit to Qatar, but certainly the most crucial of a mission. The port of call was the Al-Wajba Palace, Doha. The cavalcade for the Nigerian leader and ECOWAS chairman to the luxury palace of the Emir of Qatar was not just presidential, but majestically royal. Warm handshake from the sheikh and a guard of honor made a warm reception, befitting of the president of the largest black nation. But seemingly more important on the mind of President. It was time for the core business angle of the bilaterals. The stage was at the instance of the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, and the Qatar Chambers of Commerce. But for President Bola Tinibu, this forum, with a prospect to boost trade relations, is a project Nigeria. As he led his team and top members of the Nigerian business sector, President Tinibu was here again, building confidence of foreign investors and the new environments being created by his government for successful businesses through various reforms.
We have done so much within 9 months, and I'm assuring you, bring your investment. Whenever you are ready to go, your money is free to go out. I give you that assurance. And if you take advantage of all of these opportunities that is available, nowhere else will you find the greater rate of return that is available to you in Nigeria. Bring your investment.
Nigeria-Qatar trade volume hit over $80 million at the end of 2023. President Tinibu believes this is just a starting point, with assurances that under his watch, investments are now safe in Nigeria.
Whatever is the obstacle or problem that some of you might have encountered in the past should be something of the past and no obstacle to the future. We have men and women of integrity seated across from you here to give you assurances that Nigeria is open for serious business.
Nigeria and Qatar are both rich in oil and gas, and now the countries share commitments toward diversification.
Reforms to improve industrialization, improve backward integration, value chain addition, skill development, MSME growth and development. All of these were aimed to ensure that when investments come in, there is a thriving environment to support those investments.
Our key sectors highlighted in our new national development strategy provides promising means of partnership and bilateral investments in the two countries in oil and gas, logistical services, SMEs, food and agriculture, and we look forward to cooperating with our Nigerian counterparts in these sectors so as to achieve our joint objectives. Last but not least, I would like to welcome you all and wish that this forum further promotes this bilateral cooperation, build bridges and of dialogue and communication, and enter into commercial investment partnerships and alliances that lift our bilateral trade exchange and support our development plans. Peace be upon you.
In parallel, Nigeria's own youth are carving a formidable niche in the global digital economy. Their relentless drive and innovation are the engines propelling our nation's significant strides in sectors such as fintech, steel production, and the creative industries. Our young entrepreneurs are not only redefining the economic landscape within our borders, but are also shining as global ambassadors of our indomitable spirit and ingenuity. Nigeria's burgeoning fintech sector, in particular, has shown remarkable growth, attracting significant investment and fostering financial inclusion at unprecedented levels. Our steel industry is steadily advancing towards reducing imports and meeting local demand, while the creative industry has become a cultural beacon, with Nigerian music, film, and fashion gaining international acclaim. These accomplishments are a clarion call to our Qatari partners, inviting you to explore the wealth of opportunities that Nigeria's youth and dynamism has to offer, and we must capitalize on the energy, creativity, and the tech savviness of our people to build bridges that will not only connect our markets, but also enrich our cultural exchanges.
Now, the President is expecting a committee to be set up immediately to facilitate the implementation of agreements reached here. This deliberate display of political will by President Bola Tinibu won the commendation of Nigerian investors. It was for his leadership role in changing the wrong narrative and perception of Nigeria across the world.
President, as the Chief Investment Officer of the country, and the way he spoke today is really encouraging, even for some of us Nigerian investors that would not have looked at Qatar for partnership. I think this has really opened up a new avenue for funding for Nigerians.
Mr. President is the best salesman for Nigeria. He speaks about Nigeria with passion, with commitment, and this is what we need regardless of the challenges we are facing in foreign exchange and the removal of fuel subsidy, with reintroduction of new sustainable energy that will fight greenhouse gases. I think we just have to come together and support his vision, his strategy, and his focus for developing the Nigerian economy and for making life easier, affordable for Nigerians across board, including in the area of security, agriculture, and employment.
He made it clear here today that the area of making it difficult for foreign investors in Nigeria is over. Today, the multiple taxation has been eliminated under his own government. And of course, the corruption that has been one of the major problems affecting investment in Nigeria under his leadership has been eliminated.
All the various restrictions that most people have been worried about, the president has made further commitment emphatically that once you invest in Nigeria, if you want to take your investment out, you can do it. And this is most of the important thing most investors are looking at.
The slogan is, we are committing the protection of the investment. This slogan is very important. This will definitely give a boom to the investors.
He makes our business easy by telling the good of Nigerians and Nigeria. and he is the one chairing the business forum as a president himself. So what I'm assuring Nigeria is, inshallah, within a short period of time, maybe maximum 1 year, 2 years, everybody will start seeing the impact of what Mr. President is doing.
It's a good opportunity for Nigeria and Qatar to have come together. Qatar is one of the richest countries in the world. It's not only by wealth, but it's a country that is growing, and it's also investing in other part of the world. Nigeria is a country, it's an investment destination. It's a country that we need a lot of investment, especially fresh funds to come. For me, as a Matrix Energy, it's a good opportunity that I'm here, which is part of the things that we feel the two countries should come together. Coming here has given us an opportunity. As a company, we'll be able to identify a company that immediately we can invest in setting up a world-class hospital in Nigeria, and also too, we have seen opportunity on how to expand our business in the shipping area.
For us in the health sector, we're already unlocking the healthcare value chain, and we call on investors to invest across the chain, from diagnostics to pharmaceuticals to services to digital technologies to training of health workers. And we're going to make sure that investors have the opportunity, domestic investors, Nigerian companies, but also external investors who are friends of Nigeria, because we have a large market. And the assurance of the President is one that we will hold, and we would certainly deliver economic value, job opportunities, but also health security for Nigerians.
A new bilateral seed has been sown, and even as President Bola Tinibu returned to the country, Nigerians will wait to see how both countries nurture the seed to germinate into a more prosperous relations.